Welcome back to Andrew Says. I've been a little under the weather lately. The Canadian winter has gotten me down. But there's been a lot of fake news happening, and it's hard to believe that at least some of it isn't being done on purpose. We had people saying there were banned words in the CDC when it was their own idea to try to get a budget approved. Then we had Trump Jr. and WikiLeaks debacle coming from CNN. And then there was a huge thing with ABC News falsely reporting that Trump had ordered Michael Flynn to contact the Russians during the campaign when it actually happened when he was president-elect. Huge lie. It affected the stock market negatively. But that doesn't stop people like Joy Behar, and people from The View reporting it and celebrating it like it's the greatest thing that ever happened. Here she is apologizing in case you missed that.
Oh my God. Oh, breaking news. ABC News' Brian Ross is reporting Michael Flynn promised full cooperation to the Mueller team and is prepared to testify that as a candidate, Donald Trump directed him to make contact with the Russians. Yeah!
You were right, yeah! Woo! We're going to screw this country over. We're going to blow up the recovery. We'll teach flyover country. Yeah! Now, here is her half-ass retraction, also from the same fake news program. Here she is.
So on Friday's show, apparently I was guilty of premature evaluation. I hear they have a pill for that now. Here's what happened. ABC News reporter Brian Ross released a story claiming that when Trump was a candidate, he told Michael Flynn to contact the Russians. Ross later corrected himself, saying it was actually when Trump was president-elect. Now, Brian has been suspended for a month. And, Sunny, you have a statement from ABC News. Let's hear that.
Yes. ABC News says, "We deeply regret and apologize for the serious error we made yesterday. The reporting conveyed by Brian Ross during the special report had not been fully vetted through our editorial standards process. As a result of our continued reporting over the next several hours, ultimately we determined the information was wrong, and we corrected the mistake on air and online. It is vital we get the story right and retain the trust we have built with our audience. These are our core principles. We fell far short of that yesterday. Effective immediately, Brian Ross will be suspended for 4 weeks without pay."
Okay, that's ABC's statement. Brian Ross has released a statement also on Sunday. He said, "My job is to hold people accountable," and that's what I agree with, being held accountable myself. And that's why I agree with being held accountable myself. Yeah. So he has basically, I mean, I would say that this is people are slamming this as fake news. To me, it's a mistake. It's not he didn't deliberately put out a false piece of information.
Yeah. Of course
he made an error. What do you girls think?
It was a significant error, though, and I think journalists have to be, given the climate, very, very careful with their reporting. Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny, Joy, isn't it? How the country lost money. It's so cool, you guys. Of course he did it on purpose. Here's how I know. Because we knew about this last year. Not 2 weeks ago, not 2 months ago, not even 5 months ago, but last year. And you would know this too if you knew what you were talking about. It's almost as if that they're not a news station over at The View. I mean, look at these topics right behind me here. Why are they covering these things? You're a daytime talk show. You should be promoting artists, actors, giving away prizes, doing fun things and make people have a good day. Instead, you're out here talking about this stuff and you're still wrong. You're always wrong. And this was a few weeks ago, but here's an update. The View is still just as stupid as can be.
That otherism is wrong and that a woman can lead.
Understanding that racism is wrong, I interpret it as saying that they're racist.
Yeah, but let me.
Can I ask you a question?
Wait,
Do you think all Trump supporters are?
Let me finish my thought so that I don't forget it. I think you misunderstood what I said. And if you misunderstood it, then other people out there misunderstood it as well. And my point was very nuanced. And so let me explain the point. I do not think that all Trump voters are racist. And I didn't say that. I have friends, I have family, I have colleagues that voted for Trump. And so I don't think those people are racist. I think they're good people. And I can't see inside people's hearts. But what I will say is Trump ran a campaign on otherism. He ran a campaign about birtherism. He ran a campaign about Muslim bans. He ran a campaign calling your father not really a true war hero because he wasn't captured. Because he was captured. Mexicans are racist. He has a history of housing discrimination against African Americans. The Gold Star families he went against. He says that he can grab women by the vagina. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. So when people hear that, and look the other way. And not only look the other way, but vote for him, regardless of their personal motivation, whether it be race, whether it be personal financial gain. I think you're somewhat complicit in that, because you don't have to be a racist to allow racism to flourish. You know what I mean?
Now, I'd love to come on here and tell you how great The View is doing and how much they've turned it around and started being better at fact-checking and presenting things fairly, but this woman, oh, you don't think these people are racist, but you think they just support a racist. Isn't that wonderful? It's easy to go on and on when you know nothing about the claims you've made, and just because you did exactly what CNN and Washington Post hope you do, which is go read the headline, assume the worst about it, all without reading the article because you're too lazy to read it. And then you've got this list of things in your head now, which have compiled a narrative where Trump is evil, even though you don't know much about any of them. So let's go through the list. I just wrote these points down before I recorded this, because it's not that hard, you actually know. Birtherism, this made-up word. You never looked at the birth certificate, did you? You just assumed it's crazy. It's easily proven to be fake. Muslim ban. If it's a ban, it just so happens that most Muslim countries aren't on the list. And it could possibly be because Malaysians are not as much of a security threat as the Yemenis people. Next, oh my God, John McCain, crazy old guy, bless him for his service, but he's losing it, and he insults Trump, and he got insulted back. How dare he? On Mexicans, how dare Trump say illegal immigrants, people who are already breaking the law, are not good? Because they know. Whoopi Goldberg for sure knows, and she probably wouldn't say this. She'd probably differentiate it to her credit, but you know that Joy Behar and this woman know that Trump never said all Mexicans, but that wouldn't help their story here, and so good job on that. The housing discrimination one is a much more complex one. I implore you to go read about that, learn about the people who are claiming discrimination, what that whole story was about, and come back to me, and you'll see it's pretty much nonsense as well. And oh, the Gold Star family that was paraded on stage by the DNC to insult then candidate Trump, and he insulted them back. He should just take the abuse, you guys. And when he was talking about hot chicks with another dude like 9 years ago, I didn't realize that was part of his election platform. I didn't realize he was campaigning on the old pussy grabbing, but I guess they just don't get it, and either they get it and they're making shit up, or they really don't get it. And for the people who don't get it, here's the long and short of it. Washington is filled with corrupt people on both sides. They don't really care about America. They care about money. So when a guy comes in who is like, to hell with all your stupid deals you've got going on, I'm going to do business for America because the people have been screwed for a long time and I've got enough money so it doesn't really matter to me, then they're mad at him because he's messing with their money. There's all these people going around the world. You can call them globalists, you can call them businessmen, you can call them whatever you want. But you've got this group of people, you've got the Clintons, you've got the Obamas, you've got Angela Merkel, you've got Theresa May. All these people are making business. They're doing business for themselves. You know why Suge Knight from Death Row Records beat people up? Because of money. You know why the Clintons were in office? And they wanted to be again so badly? Because of money. You know why millionaire football players who beat their wives or do all sorts of terrible things stay in the NFL, but not the guys who protest nonsense causes? It's because one of them makes the league money and the other one costs the league money. So when Trump costs people money, they want to attack him so he stops costing them their money. It's not that difficult, and I wish people would come to the sense that it's all good because you're following what they want. If once you start disrupting their money, that's when everything changes.